My tummy's making noises, and I already pooped. Yeah, I already pooped. It's making noises. Kind of worries me. Last night we did. Yes, we did. There we go. There's my dashboard. Okay, so that's working. Looks like we got video. I can tell you're ready to go. You're very excited. You're just waiting on me. Yeah, look at that face. Look at that face. My hair is very Oh, I really needed to do a freaking color strip and recolor on my hair. I don't have time to do that. I'm a little worried what my tummy is going to do. Okay, let's see if this is working. Okay, that showed up. The weather is changing, so my sinuses are going crazy today. Again, it is June 14th, and it is snowing up on top of the mountains again. And it has got cold. It is, I actually don't even know what the actual temperature is. The real feel it's in the 40s again. High wind warnings today. So, and they have been coming through. The clouds are just cruising. I'm hoping we don't get rained on. But we're just going to try and get some miles in. After I forced myself to go for a run again last night, and I actually feel better today than I did yesterday. So we're going to see how well we do climbing Mt Helena. We just need to get a couple miles in. We got to drive down to Bozeman to go pick up my Starlink, which finally showed up last night. And there's some wind gusts right there, speaking of the wind, because we were sitting right here and there was no wind. And now I'm looking at the trees over here and there's some wind gusts picking in. So top Mount Helena will be really, really windy. So we're not going to go down Helena Ridge probably much. Once we get down to Bozeman, I'm thinking about doing a second run up. What it's called the M, because there's a M for Montana State University on the side of the Bridger Mountains. So we might do that. We'll see. And then we'll decide if we're going to stay down there or come back here, because it is snowing on top of the Bridgers right now. It's snowing with the unprecedented flooding that's going on in Yellowstone. It's actually snowing around the mountains of Yellowstone right now too. So yep. So we're going to put our hat on just in case it starts to rain, because it might. Like I said, I can see it snowing over. I don't know. So there's these two mountains right here. Technically, they're kind of like the very northern end of the Bridger Mountains. But I can also see the very northern edge of the Bridger Mountains that is snowing. But it's snowing on these right here, which is the two mountains that we were across from last week when we were staying here. Over to the north of us over here in the north, what we call the North Hills, it looks like it is, looks like it's raining. Yep, there's that wind. That wind is cold. I almost thought about putting my freaking my stocking hat on. But we'll see if we can. We're just gonna try and go to the top and back down. So maybe three miles. Okay, gotta put that on. Yep, gotta put that on. And we're gonna put this on just because. Okay, there's no dog Nazi, so don't run away and go say hi to people, because we don't want to get in trouble. because somebody would complain. They'd write down my license plate number and then turn me into the dog police. But let me get going. Get this knocked out so we can get down to Bozeman and get our stuff. We're going to take a different trail up today. We're not going to... I think we connect eventually to Power Line, but I've always wanted to take this other trail and see where it goes. So we're going to do that. Go ahead, go potty. She's looking at me like, are you leaving? I was waiting. Yeah. I was waiting for you. Supposedly, I just nabbed another local legends segment on this mountain, which is kind of funny, being that probably for the next couple months, I'm not going to be spending a lot of time here. In fact, after we leave here today, well, I got to come back here at least one more time this week. So we'll just say after this week, we may not be back here until mid-August. Well, no, I have to come back at least for a day. Yeah, we're gonna take this trail right here. Now, I'm pretty sure that I know where this trail comes out at. And it's funny because there's a sign that says no trail. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the trail. Because it is clearly a trail. But I'm pretty sure this trail comes out at up on or comes out almost all the way up where we take and go off on Power Line, like when we take the alternate on Power Line, like right below that. I'm pretty sure. Oh, she's pooping. Well, we're not too far away from there, so I'm gonna just run that back down and then we'll come back up again. Nothing like getting an extra 40 feet of vert, because this is pretty steep right off the bat. My goodness, that was a good poop. But pretty sure I know why, because me and you enjoyed a lot of pizza last night. A lot of pizza. And I figured out there's my doggie. She's like, where are we going? She's like, we were just going up the trail. Yes, we were going up the trail. But then you decided to poop up here, and we're not too far from the garbage, so I'm going to go throw it away. We decided we have not had pizza but she knows the word pizza. That's what's funny. Because I asked her last night if she wanted pizza, and she got so super excited because she loves eating the crust, which I love crust too. I'm not going to give her like pizza with all the other stuff on it, because especially if there's stuff like sausage and meat on there, because that would not make for good poops for her. The veggies, cheese and veggies, she'd be okay with. Although the cheese is, I need to be careful with. She loves cheese, but her cholesterol level the last time we did blood work was a little bit high. So she's never been on this trail, so this will be a treat for her. But yeah, so last night I was like, we were out at the gym, taking a shower and everything, and I asked her, I really wanted some pizza, so I asked her if she wanted pizza. She got so super excited. So we ordered some pizza with some cheese sticks, and ooh, my leg. So I don't have the glycogen reserves back up fully in my legs yet. But my left hip feels way better, so that's why I'm breathing hard. Of course, this seems to be, gosh dang, this might be steeper than Powerline, but it's a better trail too. So if we can, I just want to figure this out, because if I can run up this, it'd be good. Although we won't be here probably for Kendall Mountain. This would be good training for Kendall Mountain. And in reality, 1906 that's on this mountain would be good training for Kendall Mountain. But those last 250 feet, Powerline is like perfect. Perfect. And when I say 250 feet, 250 feet of earth, which I don't know how far that is. Probably a quarter mile or so up there on Kendall Mountain. It's been a while, so I don't really remember. And I actually don't know the exact route. I might have been on it, I may not have been on it, I don't know. But my left hip feels way better today than it did yesterday. And I think a lot of that was when we did our second run yesterday. We got another 5 miles in with about 1,100 feet of vert. And I have a different route, or a different rant for that. If we do Mount Ascension, I guarantee I'm going to be ranting, but we'll wait until if that happens. Not a discussion for today. Probably the reason why I'm so winded is because of all the pizza I ate last night, because my damn, this is seems a lot tougher than it should be. Anyways, hips feeling a lot better because I think, so we climbed. I didn't know if we're gonna, I just needed the vert, so my plan was just to climb top of Mount Ascension and get another 1,000 feet. Well, then we got to the top, and surprisingly, she wanted to keep going. I thought she'd be too tired. She wanted to keep going, so I tried to run a little bit over to the next summit. So we had to go down into the saddle and then back up. And surprisingly, it didn't hurt too bad. I could definitely feel the stiffness, but it wasn't as painful as it was yesterday morning when we were trying to run out here, even on the flats. So when we got to the top of that, she wanted to keep going. I was like, well, let's just make the full loop and I'll see how this goes. And at first, I would just be able to run for about 1/10 of a mile because it was slightly downhill. Run for 1/10 of a mile, and then I'd have to walk for a little bit because the pain would start to build. And then when it subsided, I'd run for a 1/4 mile. And just kept doing that. And then by the time we got about, I don't know, maybe a mile into the descent on that loop, so that would have been about probably mile 2-ish in the 5 mile loop. And it actually started to feel a little bit better. I was at least able to keep constant running, and we were running about a probably 10.5 minute mile the whole rest of the way, even on the uphills on that loop. So by the time we made it back, wasn't feeling too bad actually. So, and then I spent some extra time stretching when we got to the gym before I showered afterwards, and right now I don't even feel it. I do not even feel it. I can still feel if I try and, like, if I open my hips and lean forward, I can still feel how tight it is, but not near as bad as it was yesterday, and it's not pulling me all out of whack because of how tight it is. So the rest of me has no pain at all. Oh, I was talking to my coffee shop girlfriend yesterday, actually, because she did the 10K, and she injured herself running a trail half marathon, I guess a few weeks ago and everything. But then yesterday yesterday she told me during the 10K that she injured herself even more again with, she thinks it was her IT band, and causing knee pain issues and stuff like that, which definitely can happen with your IT band. But I call her my coffee shop girlfriend. In reality, she's not my girlfriend. Would I date her? Absolutely. She is very attractive, very friendly, seems to have a really cool personality. Will I ever ask her out? No. I don't ask girls out. It is very scary. Girls are intimidating, and they always say, you ask, 10 girls out and one of them will say no, or one of them will say yes finally. Yeah, for me it's more asking 100 girls out, and I might get one that says yes, and then a couple hours before we're supposed to go do something or whatever, whatever plans we make, and then she'll ghost me. That's the way it works. So I just stopped asking girls out. Now, if the girl asks me out, then I'm okay with that. A lot of guys don't like it if a girl asks them out. I'm completely fine with that, because then the chances of them ghosting me is a little less, because they obviously wanted to go do something if they make the effort. But I just got tired of being ghosted all the time, so I don't. It's just like on Tinder. I still have my Tinder account. Occasionally I'll get on there, especially when I get the notification I have some new likes or whatever. I'll go in there to see if I can match, because I don't have the subscription. I don't pay for anything. And on Tinder it's like, for every however many matches you might get one date or hook up or whatever. Well, I don't know where they get their odds from, because it's not how it works for me. One of my friends, he definitely had good Tinder game. And I've had girls look at my profile and everything. like my friends, and they're like, yeah, you got an awesome profile. I'm like, well, I don't know why girls match with me then, because then I'll talk to them or whatever, and nothing. That's the one thing I don't get. It's like, if you're gonna be on something like that, and then you match with somebody, and they reach out, try and talk to you, and I try and be either funny or something, you know, try and break the ice. I get no response. And I understand a lot of girls do that to boost their ego by having 60 guys, you know, like them or whatever. But I have another friend that used to be all she did was just see how many likes she could get traveling across the country. And definitely a big difference, because you get guys that would, it's definitely a big disparity between how many guys are on some of those apps versus how many girls. This is actually kind of a cool trail. It is steep, but it's kind of nice. I'm pretty, now because of the direction we're heading, I'm fairly confident that this is the trail I was thinking of that comes in to Power Line. Here, I'll show you. Because there's the top of Mount Helena right there. So Power Line would be just on the other side of this. So I'm pretty sure this does connect in to where I thought, on Power Line right below where the alternate trail goes off onto the left. But yeah, she couldn't even go over, like she'd go across the state, even a smaller state, and within a couple hours she would have 1,000 likes on her, you know, in her thing. And she didn't have, you know, the subscription or whatever either, so she couldn't see who they were, but it still pops up in your thing as a number. Me, I go across the state, I might get maybe 20. It's like sitting here in Helena the last few days, maybe week, I guess. It's been quite a week. Thursday, so since Thursday, and I've gotten maybe 6, and out of that I think only 2 were actually from Helena. A lot of them are, yeah, so here we're back onto, yes, that is the name of it, No Trail. Yep, so here we're back onto Power Line now. That's actually kind of a nice trail. We might have to start doing that more versus Power Line. I wonder if she recognizes where we're at now. I think she does. I think she does. Whatever. Ooh. Now that we're kind of more exposed, that wind is coming in. It's coming in, I would say it's coming in hot. Nope, it's coming in cold. My hands are freezing. I should have put my gloves on. And I guarantee when we get to the top, my ears will be a little cold too. Kind of wondering if, before we leave, especially since it's a Tuesday, which, by the way, Tuesday morning must be the day to come here to Mount Helena, because we rolled in and there was only 3 other cars here, and then we sat here for half an hour and only 1 other car showed up. So definitely a day to come out here, although the weather isn't the best either, so I guess a lot of people are probably not going to be out here. But any other time we've been here, it's like, of course we usually get here a little bit later too, but yesterday we got here at the same time and it was probably 12 or 13 cars here. Not like on Sunday when we got here and it literally was packed. There was only like 1 more spot. We got here pretty early that day too. Of course, a lot of it was people that were sleeping, which I'm surprised the cops didn't kick them out of here, because that's what they do. That's what they do. So my neighbors from Quebec are still hanging out. I don't know where they go during the day. In my stealth camping area, because it's paid parking during the day. When I took off yesterday, the RV that was taking up like 9 or 10 spots, whatever it was still parked there. We took off at like 6:45 yesterday morning to go get coffee and get ready for our run. And I mean, he was still up on his levelers, all that kind of stuff. And he spent a good... Where does this trail go? This must be the one that goes over to Prospect. Right here. And I was, making the comment that I almost thought I should go over there and warn him that he needed to be out of there by the morning, because he was going to get boxed in as soon as all the workers showed up. Well, he must have been able to get out in time, because he wasn't there. Because we drove by that area around lunchtime yesterday and he wasn't there. So either the parking police told him he had to leave, or he got a clue and figured out he needed to leave anyways. And he never came back. So, but Quebec did. They were back last night. Actually, before we even got there, they were already there. But I don't know why. Because it's not like there's a lot to do in Helena. So, and they're sorry, that I got a lot of morning phlegm working out, so I apologize for that, which is normal for me, but usually I get it worked out before we leave the van. But I think it's because of the different conditions we have right now. Since the weather took a turn for the poopiest. But yeah, those mountains over there you can't quite see, but they were definitely getting snowed on about half an hour ago. And I even looked at their radar and they were definitely getting dumped on, as well as the Bridgers proper, the Absaricas, which are just north of Yellowstone, where all the flooding's happening, or one of the areas where all the flooding's happening. I know there's a lot of flooding over in Red Lodge, but Red Lodges. I don't know what the connection to Red Lodge flooding in Yellowstone would be, because Red Lodge is on the opposite end of the Beartooth Plateau that is probably 60 miles to the east of Yellowstone. So maybe the flooding issues that are happening in Yellowstone right now are because of stuff from the Beartooth Plateau. Maybe that would make sense, but if that was the case, I would think it would be hitting the Paradise Valley as well. I don't think it is. But I haven't been really paying attention. I just saw a couple posts on it really quick. Yeah, I don't think it's still snowing. It looks like it's moved through there now. Definitely is still raining up there. It's snowing though. And it's snowing all around Montana on the high country. So again, I've been here a month now in this area, and has it been a month? Pretty close to a month. And not quite a month, I guess. What has it been? 3 weeks? 2 weeks? I don't even know anymore. Thinking that I would be able to start getting up in the high country, and as soon as I got here, it snowed. Even down on the valleys, it was snowed, and then up higher in the mountains, I mean, they got dumped on. And then 4 days later, the other system came through, and it got dumped on the snow. So I don't know. That's why I don't know where me and the dog are going to end up at, because I need to get some high altitude training if I'm going to be successful at both Kendall Mountain, which is in a couple weeks. 3 weeks? I guess I don't know. I haven't paid attention. It's June. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 3 weeks. 3.5 maybe. But Kendall Mountain and Speed Goat, which is in a month and a half. If I don't get any high altitude training, I'm going to be a hurting unit. So we may have to head back down to Flagstaff, just so we have some nicer weather. And I mean, I don't mind this as long as it's not raining. Temperature wise, I don't mind this. It is chilly, but I can deal with that. I don't like rain. I don't like wind. But last time we were down in Flagstaff, it was really super windy too, because they had high wind, red flag warnings pretty much the whole time we were down there. But which is what today is here. It is a red flag warning for high winds through tomorrow morning, I think, at like 6, which means it'll still be windy. It just won't be 60 mile an hour gusts. I hear my dog jumping around over on the left, it sounds like. I don't see her, so hopefully she wanders back over this direction. Oh. So my plot of land I was looking at which is still you can't get to because of the as much snow they've been getting in the high country. It's still for sale, but I can't access any of my funds yet because the system hasn't kicked over to know I'm out of the military. And like even in the address, which is, it's like, you know, you go into your profile, it's like, I need to change my address. I still got my old address. And it's like, you need to contact your organization. I don't have an organization because I'm not in the military anymore. You need to update your system to know I'm not in the military anymore. Like, what the hell? Yeah, my dog took off somewhere because she's not above me. Nessa, come on. Oh, there you are. Her name, she like bounded like within just a couple seconds. You get up here, it is, that wind is starting to hit me. It is so cold, so cold. See, the snow's starting to melt more off of the elk horns. So probably where I was trying to get the other day, I could probably get to now. I was trying to get to that peak. There's still quite a bit of snow on this side of it. Oh, she must have found a stick or something she's chewing on. And there was too much snow there, but it hasn't snowed up there. I checked the radar today and it hasn't been snowing. Hello, sweet girl. Yeah. Okay, get going. You get going with your stick. It's too bad it's not going to be warmer today because we are going to stop by her favorite dog park in the world down in Bozeman because she gets to go swimming down there. She wants. When it's this cold, she definitely is not going to want to go swimming. What are we at? Oh, geez. Going the way we went makes this trip a lot longer. It is about 3/4 of a mile if we just go straight up power line. Going the way we went, we were almost at a mile. That's an extra 1/4 mile. My legs are feeling the burn making this climb, which tells me that they have not recovered their glycogen reserves yet fully from the marathon the other day. The high mileage we did. I don't really want to go up on top of this because right now I can still feel the wind, but I'm a little protected. As soon as I get on top of this, it's going to be horrible. But I can see right now, though, that the Continental Divide is getting some snow. So right now it's hitting over there, but you can actually see the sky right there. So it's definitely spotty. This weather is just crazy. Snowing and raining and cold. And then by this weekend it's supposed to be 90 degrees here. Just craziness. It's no wonder that my sinuses are just going crazy because they don't know what to do. There's the road right there that we were right above when we were over on Rodney. Okay, let's go back down. starting to hurt. My ears are starting to hurt just being up here for that little bit. But this will be good. We'll get about 3 miles. No, let's go down this way. Let's go this way. We always have this fight. She wants to go that way. I want to go this way. Because this side we're protected from the wind. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind going that way, sweet girl. She wants to do extra miles, I can tell. Yeah, we're going to go this way. Yeah. There you go. Good girl. We just hit the mile mark, so we're going to actually get about 2.5, I think. So it's about 1.5 miles down this way, I think. Oh, my leggies are tired, though. I'm thinking about doing a little running, but my quads are telling me, you dumbass, if you do that, you're going to face plant on these jagged rocks, because we're not going to take it. But so if we do this, we're not going to get the miles we need for the day. Yesterday was a good day. We got the mileage we needed, and we got the vert we needed. Today we are getting, so my goal by the end of the day, or by the end of the week, is 85 miles, 12,000 feet of vert, roughly probably right around 18 hours total of running for the week. That's what my goal is. So if we meet that goal, I'll be happy. And then next week will be 90 miles roughly with the same 12,000 feet of vert. I'm trying to maintain a minimum of 12,000 feet of vert. Now the week after that, I'm looking at trying to hit the 100-mile mark, roughly 22 hours worth of running and 15,000 feet of vert. So we'll see what we can do. The vert I'll have no problem getting. I can get that pretty easy. I can get 2,000 feet of vert. Right here I can get 2,500 feet of vert in a matter of 1.5 hours, which would be about 5 miles of running per day. So that's pretty easy. But I don't know, depending on where we're at, I have no idea how difficult that's going to be. The mileage is where it's going to get me. I definitely need mileage. And I could tell that as I'm going to have to supplement some road mileage, which is hard on my legs, but hard on my hips, I should say. It's not really necessarily hard on my legs. It's easy on my legs, but just the repetitive, motion, get more miles on the road with no ups and downs is hard on my hip flexors. But I'm gonna have to do that if I'm gonna get the mileage goals. I'll have no problem hitting the hours per week, but I want to hover around that 20 hours per week if I'm gonna compete with the tops in my next 2 races. I gotta get that hours up. Last week I only hit 12 hours, I want to say. Like when we were in Flagstaff, I was consistently hitting between 15 and 20. Oh geez, I almost fell on my ass right there because my shoe just grabbed a hold of a rock. I wasn't expecting it to. There was kind of a rough edge on the rock, and it was like, oh, you want us to grip this rock? No, I don't want you to. I'm trying to step over the rock. I made a TikTok yesterday on my second run, so you guys should go check it out. It's on my Instagram as well, on a reel, but you can go check out my TikTok as well. Talking about, you know, what I tell my athletes as a coach versus what I do in real life. And then I've had a stupid TikTok sound stuck in my head. The one with if you spell applesauce with all A's, you get Yeah, I've had that stuck in my head. That's how I felt when I woke up today. I did not want to get up, but because I have stuff to get done today, I told myself we're gonna get up. But it's kind of one of those where I have a lot of stuff to get done today because we have to drive at least an hour and a half, depending on how the construction is. Just out of town here, it might be 2 hours. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get through there. But that's at a minimum. Now, if we come back here, then we got another hour and a half, 2 hour driving. If we stay down there, then we don't have to, we'll still have to drive an extra 45 minutes or so to get to a spot to stay overnight, but next to a trail or something, I'm hoping. Well, I'm probably thinking about doing some exploring, and I know where there's some dispersed camping sites. I just don't know if there's too much snow to get to or not. Up in the Bridgers, which would only be like half hour, 45 minutes away from Bozeman. But also, I just want to explore down in the canyon, the Gallatin Canyon. We just call it the canyon, so just so you know. If you ever hear a Bozemanite say the canyon, they're referring to the Gallatin River Canyon. Oh geez, you just knocked that rock right out in the middle of the road. So we're just gonna do that so someone doesn't trip on it, because that was a big ass rock. What I don't know is, because I know you can go and camp back in on some of those trailheads. So there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to park overnight at those trailheads. But some of them do say no overnight parking on them. But there's one I like. I love the trail, actually. It's pretty good. About 3,000 feet of vert. I think it's about 6 miles long, so it'd be a 12-mile round trip up to a lake, high mountain lake. I guess technically up in the Spanish Peaks area of the Madison Range. I know you can camp up at that lake. So if that's the case, you may have to park overnight at the trailhead. I'm just curious if they have a sign that says no. That's where you get iffy, is like, because we could stealth camp at a trailhead. We did that up there, up here in that area. I mean, clearly it's just a parking area to get back into the backcountry at the trailhead. I'm pretty sure there was a sign that said no overnight camping at the trailhead, like specific to the trailhead. But if you're stealth camping, how are they going to know? Like, if we're stuck in if we're just inside the van, even if we're not just inside the van, we might just take and, for all he knows, we might be just getting back or just leaving. In fact, if, like, the Forest Service guy, if he wandered by, if we were just sitting there, I'd be like, yeah, we're just getting ready to leave. Because then if he drove back later on, we could be all buttoned up and we would just be parked there for all he knows. Because you can't tell if I'm in there unless I have the sound system up really loud watching TV or something, then you can tell. but if I have my window shades up and my curtain pulled and all that, you can't tell I'm in there. I have the lights on, everything. You'll never be able to tell. Of course, if I'm cooking and I have my exhaust fan on, you'll probably be able to tell. The other day, I learned my smoke detector actually works. I was cooking. Oh, damn, that's my hat. That tells you how windy it is, because I had that thing like freaking pulled tight on my head and it blew it right off. But I was cooking something in where I stealth camp. This would have been the night after the marathon. I wanted something unhealthy. Gosh dang, that wind is getting cold and getting strong. And we're not even on the exposed edge. This is the backside of the mountain. It shouldn't be as windy. That tells you exactly how the top is now. You're just freaking cruising up there. But anyways, I was cooking something and it wasn't even that, like, I wasn't burning anything, but it was putting off a little bit of smoke. And my alarm just started going off. I was like, well, the smoke alarm works. So I might have to change where I put that, because it is right by where my exhaust fan is. So it may not work so good there. But the reason why I put it there is because it's also my carbon monoxide detector. And so if I'm cooking and because I usually have my exhaust fan on unless it's raining. That, of course, it was still raining that night, so I have my exhaust fan. If I tried to open it, the rain sensor would go off and it would close it back up again, so I couldn't vent very easy. But I did manually open it to where at least it was getting some stuff. I couldn't turn it on, but I could manually open the vent. But I put it there so that if I'm cooking, because fresh air and everything would be coming in there. Because if I have it over my bed or something, then it's going to take a little longer for the fresh air to get there. Even though I'm getting fresh air, and I don't have to worry about carbon monoxide. The detector will think I will, because it'll all be bunching up right there. So the last 3 or 4 times up until a couple days ago, we had great video. Now these routes, I understand. Now I did learn from Jamil the other day that sometimes if you get more pressure on a system, it'll cause it to have issues. Because he was talking about that. Well, it's funny because they're looking at... So here, okay, I'm going to go on a rant. So, I wanted to get Starlink a while ago because a lot of times I'm camped out where he can't get any cell reception. So here the last few months I've been limited to camping where I get cell reception. And most of the time I don't even have really good cell reception, so it's very spotty. And I tried to get Starlink and I was put on the wait list. Or there was a wait list. I didn't actually get on the wait list because I didn't want to commit myself to anything.
now all of a sudden they came out with this Starlink RV, because the biggest complaint was some people that were able to get Starlink, you couldn't use it for your RV because you were limited on which hexagon your home address was. That's where, you know, the Starlink was what's the word I'm looking for, associated with, and that's where you had to go. Now you could move to a different hexagon, but then you had to, if there wasn't room in that hexagon, then you may not be able to use it. So for RVers, it's a huge complaint. So now they came out with this Starlink for RVs, and us people like me that are nomads, super excited. So I got mine. It's actually in my mailbox. Showed up last night. But again, you're still limited if there's room or not. The other day, and not a huge deal. So not a trigger warning, because I get it for a lot of people. There's a lot of people that were very remote, were put on the wait list for Starlink, because all these people that live inside towns wanted to get Starlink instead of having to pay for Comcast or whatever, or DirecTV, because satellite internet for those isn't the best. Where with, oh, she found a deer, that's what it was. What is she chasing now? It's a deer. Well, at least she gave up. So all these people that had access to internet just didn't want to do it that way. You know, got all these Starlinks, and it's like, so the people that really needed them couldn't get them. So now you have this huge rush of people that aren't nomads that are getting Starlink RV. And I watched a video the other day because somebody was on the wait list for Starlink, and he lives in a, not necessarily an urban environment, but definitely has access to other forms of internet. Talk about how all proud of himself because he just ordered the Starlink RV and he uses it for his house. I'm like, well, that's bullshit, because now people like me will not be able to use Starlink because everybody else is going to be using it. And we don't have access to the internet most of the time. Now, like I said, I'm not trying to trigger anybody, especially somebody like Barfbag, who's been trying to get internet, does not have good internet where he's at, has been on the wait list, so he got a Starlink RV for his house. Because he needs it. He's off grid, and he couldn't get Starlink. So I fully support stuff like that. Now, we're going to circle back. So Jamil the other day in his thing was talking about how they're actually looking at now getting a couple Starlink RVs for them to be able to do race coverage, because some of their areas where they have their races are so remote that they can't do live stream coverage because they have no internet. So they're looking at doing that, and I'm like, well, geez, I get it. Morning. I'm like, I get it, because you want to be able to do live stream coverage in some of the remote areas you're at. But again, then I go back to the purpose of it for people like me. It's like, whatever. I mean, I want to see more live stream coverage of races. I think there's a huge market for it. I mean, just look at Zagama, they live stream that, and the amount of people around the world that were watching it. And even like the Coconut 250, which I helped support, and you're talking huge logistical what's the word I'm looking for, support and stuff like that in order to do the live stream that he was able to put on to all the different aid stations and all that, but he was limited to where there was cell coverage. And each day, I mean, that was pretty much 24 hours, not 24 hours, but for the first couple days, they didn't do anything at night. But I mean, pretty much at least 18 hours per day for 6 days of live stream coverage. And there was at least, 500 to 1,000 people constantly on there watching. That tells you there's a market for it. And stuff like my channel, I'm not even doing racing, but I'm doing running. And what do I have, like 80 followers? And on a good day I have 7 to 10 people on. I get a lot of people that watch it after the fact, which is pretty cool to think about. I don't get anybody on my YouTube channel, which is weird, because you would think YouTube would be where I would get more people, but whatever. But I don't have a huge YouTube channel. I think I have like 25 people following there, and most of those, they weren't on there because of my lives. They were on there because of my more cinematic videos, which I do need to do, and do some editing and just get them posted. I need to get myself a new laptop. I just need to stop beating around the bush and just get a new laptop so that I can do video editing anytime, instead of like right now I'm pretty much limited to when I have good sunshine, so I don't drain my batteries in 3 hours. Because if I'm pushing, if I'm video editing, or it's the same as if I'm pushing a live stream of playing a video game. As soon as my video card starts using all its power, it drains those batteries, because I'm drawing 500 watts of power from my computer when I'm using all of my video card, and I don't even have that powerful of a video card, really. I need to get a new one. They're so freaking expensive right now. But if I get a laptop to do the only reason why I would want a new video card is to be able to, well, I kind of need one if I'm going to do more video game streaming. Oh, I gotta fart, but I gotta pee. So if I fart, I might pee my pants. Anybody else have that problem? Because I sure do. Okay, we're gonna look and see if the dog Nazi's here, but here, I'm gonna just put you on. Hold on, sweet girl. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Will you stop walking? She's looking at me like, well, get it on, you weirdo. Let's go. Ooh, there, I farted. And I didn't pee my pants. Good. That's kind of funny. She was looking up at me like, well, come on, clip it on. Let's go. She kept walking. So she wasn't like she used to do, where she would see me pull the leash out and then she'd run away like it was a game. Haha, try and catch me. But okay, I gotta decide if I could do laundry down at Bozeman. I thought about doing laundry here really quick before we leave. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Hold on. That was a good, I don't know, an hour run. I don't know how far we actually went, because I can't see, because my dog is pulling on me. I just wanted to go say hi to people, I think. Oh, there we go. My ears finally popped. This cold wind my ears get all plugged because of my sinuses. Sorry, I'm showing you this, guys, this nice red Grand Prix. When I'm really just digging into my pocket. There we go. There we go. If you spell applesauce with all A's. Okay, I do need to do some staining and stuff eventually on my wood here to help protect it a little bit. Because the only thing I got done is my countertop for my sink and stove and stuff. Because I don't want it to get ruined. Yeah. So that's what we are using. Or that's what the only thing we got. Some sealing and stain on. And it's a natural stain. And then, like with a sealant to protect the dog. Hey, sweet girl. Yeah, she is such a sweet girl today. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go and take care of her. We're gonna run down to Bozeman and get our Starlink, all that kind of stuff. So I will see you guys maybe later today if we go hike the M, which I might do. As long as the weather's not too shitty out there. I can see it's starting to snow up again on those mountains. So we will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Thanks.